We have the responsibility to act, and we have the opportunity to conscientiously act to affect the environment about us. That was how Mary Harriman described the mission of the Junior League more than 120 years ago. Since its inception in 1901, the Junior League has been at the forefront of addressing society's challenges, pioneering reform efforts on multiple fronts. Over the years, the organization has empowered over 1.9 million women worldwide to advance positive change in their communities. The Junior League's mission is centered on advancing women's leadership to create meaningful impact in our communities, recognizing that tomorrow will bring new issues and challenges. The women of the Junior League remain steadfast in their commitment to being catalysts for action, justice, and change. At the turn of the 19th century, a period marked by rapid change, the promise of freedom and opportunity drew millions of immigrants to the United States. Settlement house workers emerged as pivotal figures, addressing urban problems and providing crucial services to new arrivals. At 19, Mary Harriman was preparing to enter Barnard College. From a family with a philanthropic tradition, Mary possessed a well-developed social conscience. Inspired by a lecture on settlement movements that chronicled the works of social reformers, Mary, Natalie Henderson, and others organized their like-minded friends to become involved in settlement work. In 1901, the Junior League for the Promotion of Settlement Movements was born and became the first Junior League. This started a legacy of volunteering and social activism that continues to this day in the modern-day Junior League movement. The league quickly branched out and introduced formal training on social issues and expanded the scope of their work to include civic issues, such as the roles for women, education, and immigration. As the Junior League expanded, it attracted notable women, including Eleanor Roosevelt and other women from such notable families as the Whitneys, Vanderbilts, Morgans, Peabodys, and Livingstons. In a time when new immigrants were fearful of sending their children out to school, Junior League volunteers and professional teachers joined forces, visiting homes to establish connections with children and their families. This innovative concept of visiting teachers, developed by Natalie Henderson, was soon adopted by the New York City public school system. Meanwhile, in Brooklyn, League members recognized the pressing need for free lunches in public schools. Through dedicated advocacy efforts, they successfully petitioned the Board of Education, setting a precedent that would later become a model for school lunch programs elsewhere. During the second decade of the 20th century, the role of women in the public arena strengthened. Out of the settlement house movement had come a new respect for social work and for women as volunteers. During this decade, the establishment of 25 new leagues highlighted the increasing momentum within the Junior League movement. With this expansion and increasing membership, committees diversified their efforts, branching into various initiatives such as visiting nurse programs, baby shelters, dressmaking classes, and hospital work. To facilitate communication and cohesion among members, the Junior League Bulletin was established in 1911, serving as a means of disseminating information to leagues and the public alike. During World War I, Junior Leagues played an active role, selling war bonds. Notably, the Junior League of San Francisco pioneered a motor delivery service, which later served as a model for the nationwide Red Cross Motor Corps. At the same time, the suffrage movement was gaining significant traction in the U.S. In St. Louis, a group of women, led by Margaret McKittrick, mobilized to support passage of the 19th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, and the group then went on to establish the Junior League St. Louis. By the close of the 1910s, a pivotal milestone was reached with the passage of the 19th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, granting certain American women the right to vote. This achievement marked a victory for women's rights and served as a testament to the relentless advocacy efforts of organizations like the Junior League, including the League of Women Voters. As the 20s roared in, young women, empowered by the vote, searched for new roles. With economic prosperity, Junior Leagues sought to broaden the cultural horizons of their communities. Over the course of the decade, an impressive 83 leagues were established, marking a period of remarkable growth. Additionally, this decade saw the formation of the first international league in Montreal, Canada, signaling the global reach of the Junior League movement. At the forefront of cultural innovation, the Junior League of Chicago played a pivotal role in founding the children's theater movement, drawing upon the storytelling traditions rooted in settlement houses. This pioneering initiative quickly gained traction, with over 100 leagues embracing the concept and putting on more than 780 theater performances for nearly 370,000 children. Ultimately, this grassroots movement would influence the development of public television programming in the 50s and 60s. The establishment of the Children's Theater Bureau at the Association of Junior Leagues of America, AJLA, further underscored the organization's commitment to fostering creativity and education among youth. Recognizing the need for centralized coordination and support, in 1921, the 30 existing junior leagues united to form the Association of Junior Leagues of America. This organization took on the responsibility of managing conferences, facilitating the admission of new leagues, and overseeing the publication of the Bulletin, enhancing cohesion and collaboration among member leagues. By 1929, the Junior League movement celebrated a significant milestone as Ruth Pratt, a distinguished league member, became the first member to be elected to the U.S. Congress. Pratt's groundbreaking achievement served as an inspiration for countless league members who followed in her footsteps, leveraging their league training to attain positions of prominence and influence, both locally and nationally. The Great Depression of the 1930s brought challenging times, significantly increasing the demand for junior league services. Despite the economic turmoil, 38 new leagues were formed during this decade, highlighting the resilience and commitment of the junior league movement. Expansion extended not only across the United States, but also into Mexico, expanding the global reach and impact of junior league efforts. Facing the dire needs of their communities head-on, junior leagues worldwide dedicated their efforts to addressing child lunch programs, launching anti-tuberculosis campaigns, establishing unemployment bureaus, and providing homes for children with disabilities. Recognizing that simply responding to need was insufficient, some junior leagues took steps to also focus on systemic change. 4 junior leagues in Virginia joined forces to establish the State Public Affairs Committee, SPAC, marking the beginning of a pioneering initiative that paved the way for junior league activism and engagement with public policy. Through rigorous research and advocacy efforts, the Virginia SPAC published a groundbreaking report that catalyzed legislative reforms in Virginia's foster care system. Throughout the 1940s, a period deeply scarred by World War II, significant developments unfolded within the junior league movement. This decade saw the formation of 24 new leagues, indicative of the enduring commitment and growth of the junior league community. Canadian leagues played a pivotal role in supporting the war effort, actively engaging in essential tasks such as driving in the motor corps and staffing blood banks. They also spearheaded the establishment of volunteer bureaus, a pioneering initiative that later expanded to the United States. Notable members like Oveta Culp-Hobby, hailing from the Junior League of Houston, assumed prominent national leadership positions. Hobby's remarkable contributions included her instrumental role in the creation of the Women's Army Corps. Amidst the demands of wartime, junior leagues continued to innovate, expanding their services by answering the call to serve their country. League members played a major role in the war effort by chairing hundreds of war-related organizations in virtually every city where junior leagues operated. For instance, the Junior League of Louisville established the very first mobile cancer clinic, addressing pressing healthcare needs, even in challenging circumstances. In the 1950s, the junior league movement continued to flourish, marked by significant achievements and initiatives. During this decade, 22 new leagues were formed, further expanding the reach and impact of the organization. Across the globe, nearly 150 junior leagues dedicated their efforts to educational initiatives, including remedial reading centers, diagnostic testing programs, and programs for gifted and talented children. These endeavors reflected the ongoing commitment to addressing educational needs and fostering the development of young minds. The Junior League of Mexico City established a library with talking books as well as books in Braille. The program grew with the visit from renowned advocate Helen Keller, who brought international recognition to their efforts, culminating in the establishment of the most comprehensive Center for the Blind. With the emergence of television as a dominant medium, junior leagues became pioneers in advocating for quality programming for children. They collaborated in the development of educational television, recognizing its potential to enrich young minds and promote learning. Furthermore, junior leagues were instrumental in promoting arts and culture, with involvement in over 300 projects and the establishment of children's museums and other cultural outlets through partnerships in various cities. This included endeavors such as thrift shops, galas, follies, markets, and more, showcasing innovative approaches to generating funds for community projects. Notably, while the Junior League of Augusta, Georgia wrote the first Junior League cookbook, it was the publication and astute marketing of Charleston receipts that catapulted the Junior League cookbook tradition into prominence, highlighting the organization's impact beyond direct community service. In the 1960s, the Junior League experienced a transformative period as societal norms shifted, particularly regarding women's roles and aspirations. Rather than solely embracing traditional roles of marriage and domesticity, young women were empowered to pursue broader horizons and ambitions. Throughout this decade, 22 new leagues were established. Amidst these societal changes, the Junior League's dedication to the arts remained steadfast, with programs focusing on reading, art appreciation, and music. Additionally, historic preservation projects emerged as an important community contribution, preserving architectural landmarks and cultural heritage. Environmental concerns also came to the forefront, prompting junior leagues to take action. The Junior League of Toledo produced and promoted Fate of a River, a documentary highlighting water pollution in major cities. League members were called upon to testify before Congress, playing a pivotal role in advocating for environmental legislation. Their efforts, alongside those of other leagues, were instrumental in the passage of the Clean Water Act in 1972. Furthermore, junior leagues continued to collaborate with local governments, nonprofits, and community stakeholders to establish children's museums, theaters, and other cultural outlets, fostering creativity, learning, and community engagement among youth. In the 1970s, the Junior League demonstrated its commitment to inclusivity by adopting its Reaching Out statement, welcoming women of all races, religions, and national origins who showed an interest in and dedication to volunteerism. This marked a significant step forward in promoting diversity and expanding the league's membership base. During this decade, junior leagues expanded their engagement in public affairs, participating in initiatives such as Impact. Impact was a collaborative effort involving over 200 leagues and the U.S. government, aimed at improving the criminal and juvenile justice systems. The result of this collaboration led to significant reforms and advancements, demonstrating the influential role of junior leagues in advancing positive social change. Innovative programs also emerged from junior league initiatives. The Junior League of St. Louis developed the Teen Outreach Program, TOP, with the aim of increasing graduation rates and reducing teen pregnancy. Recognized for its effectiveness, TOP gained national attention and was replicated across the association. Today, the program is operated by the Wyman Center and utilized by numerous nonprofits. In addition, through its project VIE, Volunteers Intervening for Equity, the Junior League prepared retirees to volunteer effectively in their communities. The program aimed to harness the skills and experience of retirees to address community needs. Despite the organization's growth and achievements, the 1970s also brought challenges. Some women's groups questioned the role of volunteers, arguing that it clashed with their fight for equal rights. In response, association leaders affirmed volunteerism as a significant avenue for women to attain leadership positions, emphasizing its importance in empowering women and advancing their role in societal change. This affirmation validated the crucial role of volunteerism within the broader context of women's rights and leadership. In the 1980s, the Junior League embraced new and often contentious issues, demonstrating a deepening willingness to embrace social change and advocacy. During this decade, 34 new leagues were formed, reflecting the continued growth and influence of the Junior League movement. Junior leagues played a pivotal role in advocating for the passage of the first federal legislation to address domestic violence, the Family Violence Prevention and Services Act of 1984. This landmark legislation marked a significant step forward in addressing the pervasive issue of domestic violence in the United States. In 1985, the Junior League launched Woman to Woman, a comprehensive 3-year international public awareness program focused on alcohol abuse among women. With participation from over 100 leagues, this initiative aimed to raise awareness and provide support for women struggling with alcohol dependency. Addressing the emerging AIDS epidemic, the Junior League of Los Angeles spearheaded efforts to combat the spread of HIV/AIDS. In 1986, they co-sponsored the AIDS Community Education Outreach Project, which established a hotline and corporate speakers bureau to provide crucial information and support the affected individuals and communities. Junior leagues continued their commitment to serving children through programs such as Project LEAD, an international leadership training program designed to empower marginalized youth. Leveraging the league's expertise in community volunteering, Project LEAD promoted positive youth development and leadership skills among underserved populations. The Junior League's influence extended to the field of cancer advocacy. Nancy Brinker founded the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation, inspired by her sister's battle with breast cancer. Their efforts underscored the impact of Junior League members in addressing critical health issues and driving positive change in their communities and beyond. This decade witnessed a significant expansion of the Junior League movement, including the establishment of a league in the United Kingdom. In response to this global growth, the Junior League of Mexico City advocated for a name change to better reflect the organization's international reach and diversity. Additionally, the 1980s saw a historic milestone as Sandra Day O'Connor, a past president of the Junior League of Phoenix, was appointed as the first woman to serve on the U.S. Supreme Court. O'Connor's achievement served as a testament to the leadership and influence of Junior League members in shaping history and advancing women's rights. In the 1990s, the Junior League continued to be a driving force for positive change, with 21 new leagues established during this decade. At the forefront of advocacy, Junior League members continued their efforts to enact policy changes on critical issues such as domestic violence. The Silent Witness initiative, launched by Junior Leagues around the world, aimed to raise awareness and speak out against the escalating problem of domestic violence. This initiative underscored the Junior League's commitment to addressing pressing social issues and advocating for victims of domestic abuse. Building on environmental concerns, the Junior League of Mexico City initiated their country's first substantive recycling project and played a pivotal role in the passage of environmental legislation in Mexico. Recognizing the importance of preventative health care, the Junior League of Cleveland proposed a collaborative initiative aimed at promoting childhood vaccinations. In partnership with the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the American Academy of Pediatrics, and the March of Dimes, the Don't Wait to Vaccinate campaign was launched as an international awareness program to prevent childhood illnesses. This campaign was implemented by all 276 leagues at the time, showcasing the collective impact of the Junior League network in advancing public health initiatives. Throughout its history, the Junior League has played a pivotal role in empowering women to make a difference in their communities. From addressing social issues to advancing healthcare initiatives and environmental advocacy, Junior League members have continuously demonstrated their commitment to creating a better world for all. During the 2000s, the Junior League movement entered a new century, marking a milestone of 100 years of women's leadership development and dedicated volunteer service. In recognition of its remarkable legacy, the Association of Junior Leagues International was selected to co-chair the U.S. Committee for the United Nations International Year of the Volunteer, underscoring the global impact and importance of volunteerism. Throughout the decade, Junior Leagues remained steadfast in their commitment to addressing both enduring and emerging societal issues. Programming continued to focus on areas such as literacy, children and families, youth development, homelessness, food insecurity, and human trafficking, reflecting the ongoing dedication to advancing positive change in communities. In 2005, among its many areas of work, the association launched the Junior League's Kids in the Kitchen program, aimed at combating childhood obesity by promoting healthy eating habits and physical activity among youth. This initiative sought to empower children and families to make healthier lifestyle choices through educational programs and hands-on activities. In 2009, the association embarked on a comprehensive transformation campaign to ensure the organization's continued health, vitality, and relevance in the face of evolving challenges. This initiative addressed key areas of league work, including community impact, governance, operations, technology, fund development, membership, brand awareness, and training. Moving into the 2010s, the Junior League continued its trajectory of growth and impact. In recognition of their groundbreaking work on human trafficking and child sex trafficking awareness and advocacy, the Junior League received honors from the United Nations Association. Leagues and state public affairs committees across the association were commended for their efforts in generating awareness, supporting legislation, producing films, and convening stakeholders to address these critical issues. The Junior Leagues of California State Public Affairs Committee focused on several other pressing issues, including advocating for Perinatal Depression Awareness Month, supporting legislation for transitional guardianship programs for emancipating foster care youth, and advocating for federal legislation on the development of topical microbicides to prevent and protect against sexually transmitted diseases. These initiatives highlighted the Junior League's ongoing commitment to advocacy and social change on both local and national levels. In the 2020s, Junior Leagues have remained deeply engaged in their communities, championing the pivotal place of women leaders nurtured within the Junior League's rich tradition of leadership and service. This dedication has been further exemplified by the formation of 23 new leagues during this decade, highlighting the continued growth and influence of the Junior League movement. Despite the challenges brought about by the COVID pandemic, leagues stood ready to organize essential initiatives such as food and diaper drives, lead impactful fundraising campaigns, and secure vital personal protective equipment for frontline workers. In 2023, the Junior League celebrated its inaugural International Find the Good Day, a global initiative aimed at highlighting acts of kindness and goodwill across the world. Alongside this annual celebration, 2023 saw the much-heralded relaunch of the Junior League magazine, The League Life, now in its new digital home. The belief in the meaningful contribution of women to address societal issues and uplift communities through volunteerism has been a foundational principle of the Junior League since its inception. After 120 years, our commitment to this principle remains steadfast, empowering women's leadership to advance meaningful community change through volunteer action, collaboration, and training. For more than a century, the Junior League and the more than 112,000 women and over 300 leagues in 6 countries has been on the forefront of social reform, identifying problems, pollution, illiteracy, domestic violence, foster children without a safety net, and finding solutions.